I am about to head out to an event with a really cool local indie bookshop called Storysmith here in Bristol. They've got an event with Maggie O'Farrell, the author best known for Hamnet, but she's got a number of other novels that you may be aware of. This is an event that is part of her book tour for The Marriage Portrait, her latest release, which is currently out in hardback. It was due to happen about a month ago, I think, but unfortunately Maggie got COVID and had to postpone. So it's been delayed until today, a very dark and dreary evening in November. It's going to be in a church, St Mary Redcliffe, which is a really interesting location. As part of my ticket, I've got a copy of The Marriage Portrait included, so I'm going to go and pick that up as well, and maybe we'll even be able to get it signed, which is very exciting. Let's go. So I just got back from the event and I am feeling really quite sweaty actually. I realised after all that I didn't capture all that much footage, so that B-reel was probably really brief. I'm still getting over the awkwardness of filming in public, which is not really my strong suit. It was great. Maggie O'Farrell was really interesting, really funny, had lots of great little anecdotes to share with us. Like the time when, coming home from a research trip for The Marriage Portrait, she got stopped at Italian customs and accused of stealing precious treasures from Italy. But it turned out she had just bought a sculpture of a lion at a flea market. And it was mistaken for something valuable. Luckily, she was not arrested and she made it home just fine, lion in tow. That was one of many little stories that she told, and it was really interesting to get an insight into her process and the way she writes. Apparently she tends to write about 45 drafts for a novel. She puts that down to her not really being much of a planner. She sort of writes as she goes. But yeah, I love getting an insight into the authorial process. Did also get the chance to queue up and meet Maggie briefly because she was doing a signing. I stood in line, waited my turn, got to say hi and got a couple of books signed. Let me show you. Here's my copy of The Marriage Portrait. And it's a really beautiful book. This is the Independent Bookshop edition. The Independent Bookshop edition has a nice letter from Maggie there. You can see this is also signed. I think these might be exclusive end papers. And then it's got this gorgeous foiled tiger on the front there. More of this, please, publishers. I also got my beautiful red Waterstones edition of Hamnet signed, which is great. I actually still need to read this. Maybe this event is what will give me the impetus because I know people absolutely love it. At a few points in the event, another of Maggie's books was mentioned quite a few times called This Must Be the Place, which sounds really interesting. It's about a couple that are in the entertainment industry and it's largely set in Ireland. I'll put the cover just here somewhere. They were selling copies of all of Maggie's backlist books at the event and I was so tempted to nab a copy, but I saw it was a 500+ page whopper and decided against it for now. But it is on my radar, so maybe I'll pick it up in the future when I am ready for some more big books. As I mentioned, the event was run by Storysmith, which is a local indie bookshop here in South Bristol. They're based on North Street. They are an awesome bookseller. They've got really cool display tables, chock-a-block full of books that you probably know and some that you probably don't. So it's a great place to pick up your next read. If you are local or you're just visiting and you haven't been to Storysmith, what are you waiting for? So that's it from me. This is probably quite a short video, but hopefully you have enjoyed the whirlwind of coming along to an event with me. I thought it might be quite fun to mix it up and do something a little bit different from the previous videos I've done. Let me know in the comments if you are a Maggie O'Farrell fan And if you did like the video, please consider liking it and subscribing to my channel. It would really help me out. So until next time, toodles.